Prussia looks to unify Germany under one state and create an empire for itself. But Württemberg and other kings of Germany stand against this imperialism and now fight for their independence and identity. What's up, guys, and welcome back. We're here with another NTW 3 battle for you here today, and we do have a glorious 4v4 here with some unusual cores, that is for sure, in what is a German battle, an exclusively a German battle. There's no French or any other faction in today's game. We have four Van Damme cores here. I believe this is like it's going to be like 1809 Van Dammes. It's a 6-pointer here with the Wurttemberg corps, and then we do have, I believe, the Zieten 1815 cores as the Prussians in this one. So it kind of is like a very interesting sort of like German unification sort of battle. I feel like we did one a little while ago where we had like the Prussians and the Austrians fighting each other, and and the Saxons were also there as well. We kind of got another one like that here today. So yeah, Prussia, they've always had eyes on, unifying Germany and making, themselves a hegemon of Central Europe, and they're going to attempt it here today. They're going to try and seize the Württemberg for themselves with, force of arms. And it looks like they're going to be sending in all of the land there as well to do the job. Though these kind of like their reserve musketeers, but I'm sure they got land there knocking about. It looks like some of these guys might be land there, that's for sure. But yes, Württemberg probably has, I'd say, smaller but more elite armies. Prussia's probably going to have slightly larger armies, but you could argue less elite. And they're certainly probably going to have more cavalry as well. Württemberg doesn't really have great access and variety of cavalry. They've got a lot of lights, that's for sure. I don't think they've got anything that you would count as a heavy. I think their heaviest is probably like these Chevaliers here, which are like a Lieve Chevalier. So it's I think there's a life. That might be life or light. I can never remember with that one if it's Lieve is light or lifeguard. But yeah, they got some pretty decent. I think they might be life, not lights. But yeah, it looks like Van Damme setting up into these sort of tree lines over here. He looks like he's going to try and stop the Prussians before I guess I can get to. I think the objective is to take Nenzingen here, and there's a charge going on. Get rid of the map. Looks like Prussia here was trying something against some of the Jaeger cavalry here. Van Damme, scouting out, and it looks like the Prussians thought they were going to go for the guns. They were being very aggressive while also being defensive, getting rid of those Jaeger cav, and at least now they know where the Prussians are, right in front of them. That's for sure. But yeah, I think the objective in this one is to take the 2-point right here in the middle, so to take this sort of armory here, which Württemberg is sort of centered around, or just wipe each other out, which is usually what happens anyway in these battles. Usually doesn't come down to an LOC, but I think this one was sort of like a bit of a scenario that the guys and peeps did a little while ago, and yeah, it should be a really fun, maybe like smaller scale like battle, that's for sure, because well, these are smaller cores, that's for sure. So yeah, they're not going to be huge armies, I'd imagine. Got some silent guns there, but they're already set up on this hill. It's got a nice position overlooking the Württemberg positions here. It looks like they're going to retreat their 6-pounders. Don't feel like they're in the right position maybe to duel with the Prussians. I'm not really sure what their plan is there. They're going to retreat, and they could get arty sniped here. They need to be careful. Yes, if you're a fan of all things Black Powder and NTW3 and you enjoy seeing, Napoleonic content on the channel, want to see more of it, then do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here as well, guys. It's very much appreciated as we work towards 13k subs. And yeah, feel free to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any sort of streams or videos for Napoleon Total War 3. And yeah, on a Monday, for instance, we do like streams regularly. It's usually like Monday night is usually always Napoleon Total War 3 night, so we do like a couple of battles as long as we don't get crashes, which does happen occasionally. But yeah, so it should be. So if you want to ever get involved in those as well, best place to do to like get in contact and get involved in streams is to join the Discord, because usually NTW3 these battles need a lot of comms, so to be in the Discord call is always for the best. Looks like we got. These Württemberg light troops, I think some of their better troops are their Jaegers. But some of their better infantry, if I remember. Their light infantry is pretty solid. They got more of it back here, light infantry. Yeah, they should be decent. And the Crown Prince line infantry, you'd imagine, are reasonably decent as well. I mean, if they're anything like the Bavarian Crown Prince infantry, they're going to be okay. They're going to be able to hold that line. And, yeah, we'll see how they can do. Keep shelling away with the 6-pounders here. So they're dueling with, yeah, it looks like they're dueling with the horse artillery on top of this hill here that Prussia's already brought. Prussia taking his time coming forward. Evidently, they're waiting for all the Prussian armies to get into position. These don't look like Prussians. These look like allied troops of some sort. Well, maybe actually not. They're flying the Prussian flag. They just don't really look like... Well, they're not in their typical grey, that's for sure. They're in white. Or with Austrian look. I mean, they definitely aren't Austrians, though. They could be Prussians. It could just be a random German state as well. They've already captured and conquered. Looks like they're occupying this building here, which I don't blame them. We've got some Schutzen in there. You know, just going to scare off the Landwehr that's going forward. And yeah, I would have said that those Landwehr there could definitely be able to take on the Württemberg lines, or even storm that building. I don't know if Prussia's really got anything in its roster to even be storming buildings. You'd hope he's got maybe some grenadiers of some sort. I don't know if the Zeeland even has them available in his armies. Prussia is coming forward, and he's getting chewed up with artillery, that's for sure. And again, he's on the withdrawal here. It looks like, you know, Landwehr, again, not fancying just marching into the face of guns, which I don't blame them. Yeah, they're getting hit by 6-pounders there. I mean, this artillery piece as well is also firing. Needs to be careful of the Prince Friedrich line infantry there right in front of them, but I think it's got enough elevation it can fire over the top. Yeah, so they're firing to a big gun emplacement right now. Are the Prussians. Oh, and we have grenadiers within the Württemberg's army, so they've got melee capability. Heinrich von Dürnbach. And we have missed the sword, the first fight or melee of the day. What even was it? Oh, it was Prussia here sending some cavalry. He's just taking out light infantry. I think he's just taking out some light infantry. I think we're going to see another charge here, and they're going to charge into a squareable light infantry here. Are the Prussians. In go the cavalry. And there you go. Squares are formed, and Prussians are going to be kept at bay. They got a red line, actually. Well, this is to allow the infantry to get into play. It might be. Yeah, here come the Prussian line infantry. They're pushing forward. And it seems like Van Damme is going to get out of here. He doesn't like the situation he's found himself in. Yeah, first blood has gone to the Prussians. They routed that Schützenjäger very easy with a little light cav. But then they were kind of repelled themselves, took, you know, quite a lot of Dragoon losses by the looks of it there. I can see a lot of dead Dragoons. That was not so great, that's for sure. There's still a lot of, you know, calves sniffing about. They've got, yeah, Dragoons here. Prussian Dragoons are probably far and away one of the ugliest looking ones. It's just not very cool. I don't know if I really like that shade of blue for them. But that's historically evidently what they wore. God awful is what it was. Here comes a little light cav. Kind of what Prussia's, you know, famed for. A lot of light Lancer cav, I would say, is kind of what they do. Over on this other side here, and more engagements taking place. Cav going in. Prussia being forced back there by the Lieb Chevaliers. Squares formed as well, just to make sure these guys don't do anything silly. And here come the Prussians. They're moving forward. I think they're going to try and melee their way through these units here of Van Damme, or maybe just go right in the face of them. I was going to say, Van Damme might fancy a melee. I don't know. I wonder if all these Prussian reservists and Landwehr are going to be, you know, wanting to go into melee, but here we'll see. They're orange lining, and they're also storming around the building here. Getting more line infantry. I mean, they're getting support from the building in Württemberg, so they're going to get support here and win that fight. Very nice. Yeah, multiple line infantry units breaking here for the Prussians. Already 3, 4 gone. They're getting some angles on some of these Württemberg troops. This Crown Prince unit here, my route, is being shot from 2 different angles. A really nasty sort of V of fire there. Yeah, and Prussia is... I mean, he's bringing up guns, but he needs to get these guys set up soon because, yeah, his infantry is getting vaporized. His general here trying to give out those inspires. I think they have sent something into the building. They've got, yeah, some reserve musketeers in there of some sort. Don't know if they're going to be able to take that building. They've routed some Württemberg troops. That's a bit of a win. But, yeah, it looks like they're taking a lot of losses themselves. We're going to see Württemberg, I think, go in for a charge here. It's risky. I wouldn't have said either side really excels in melee. It looks like they're getting fimmed a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit getting fimmed there. Jeez. they're fighting the unit, like part of the units in the building. I don't know. I think these guys are, yeah, these line infantry are also in the building. So yeah, both sides are tussling over that. Looks like again still fighting going on in amongst the woods over here. More Jaeger Schützen getting routed. It looks like the Jaeger Cav has survived. They're going to scare off the Prussian cavalry for now. Building's been lost. That is Prussia in control of that building on that far flank that we've already seen so much action around. They're still fighting around it now. Some line infantry. And here comes more Prussian troops. I thought they kind of already committed everything, but no, they still got more. And this actually looks like a regular Prussian infantry there, that one. Actually might be able to do something. But yeah, Württemberg already giving ground. Looks like he's going to try and fall back to these hills here. Not a bad idea if he can get some guns up on there, which he already has. He's got the night gun emplacement, actually. I don't know what I feel like about that angle, but it's an angle, that's for sure. And then over on here, yeah, more infantry for the Württemberg forces here. They could maybe be being pushed forward, you know, put some pressure on the Prussians here, potentially. This gun, also, they've got a horse artillery here. It's just a single horse gun. It's actually just been limited up. Whether that's going to be sent over to the right flank to try and support there, I think they need it, to be honest, a little bit. And it looks like Jaeger Cav, yeah, I think it is. Yeah, Jaeger Cavalry also got routed by the Prussians here. They keep pushing forward, finally taking that tree line. Got artillery setting up here, horse artillery. Whether Württemberg can catch it out, if they can get their infantry into a close range, they might be able to shoot it or charge it. Same with the Schützen here as well, they might want to give it a go. Yeah, guns are unlimbering, and you can see Württemberg cav is coming forward, but the Prussians are in the woods, and they are ready to strike with all that cavalry. And yeah, we've got 1, 2, 3 units here waiting. There's a fourth one here as well, all in close proximity, and a fifth. My gosh, the Prussians have so much cavalry. I wonder if they themselves might go for a bold push onto a gun. I mean, they could go through the town. They can pathfind their way through. They can get that general there, Van Damme. Might be able to get him. Not that they can see necessarily everything. Building captured by the Württemberg, so they garrison this building. They put the grenadiers in there. Not a bad idea. That will be tough to take now. And the Prussians are, yeah, storming forward. They are coming in great force here. Artillery right in the face of the infantry. Start firing canister, boys, and just start shredding those Prussians. How dare they believe that they can take our lands from us? Our kings who have ruled here for hundreds of years. I think he's a king, Württemberg. I think he is a king. He used to be a duke, but he became a king. I think he did. We're going to see a charge here potentially from the Prussians. They're kind of intermingling their cav and their infantry. They need to maybe stop the unit crossing a little bit there. Like if they were to actually attack, give an attack, it would probably count as a unit cross. Prussia really bring up his guns as well to bear onto the light infantry here. It looks like it's winning all its fights that it's in. There's only so many of them. They can't be everywhere, and they are fighting relatively decent Prussian infantry actually by the looks of it. Stuff that, you know, might be able to hold its own. And also the guns are going to be a problem. They're going to need to charge this gun and get rid of that. Maybe that might give them a chance. It looks like already some Prussians are routed. Maybe trying to storm the building. And we're going to see some Prussian cav here. They're going after the Jaeger, maybe? No, they're going to go for the gun. To be fair, they're coming from an angle into blind spot. Going around this corner here, they're going to take out that horse gun. Very nice little move. Yeah, the armory actually kind of blocks sight and the angle that the horse gun here can be operated at. Probably should have had that the other way around, potentially. But then I guess it could have gone maybe the other way as well. There you go. They got the gun, and also the cav was sacrificed. Probably a good trade, to be honest, with the Prussians. They got plenty of cav they can kind of throw in. And like I said, that's kind of one of their strengths. They have a lot of cavalry that's kind of, you would say, discardable. And we're going to see a bit of an aggressive push here, I think, from Württemberg in a moment on this left flank. They've got a lot of infantry here. That's not really, you know, in the fight at the moment, but it looks like, you know, he's going to be mobilized along with the cavalry of its own, Lieb Chevalier. Whether they're going to try a bit of melee and try and, you know, maybe just push the Prussians back on this flank, we'll see. Cavalry actually returned for the Prussians just to be routed once again. And yeah, like I said, the Württemberg kind of fallen back on top of this hill, but it looks like they're going to maybe come back down. The Prussians haven't tried to ascend just yet, and it looks like the light infantry trying to, you know, just be a pain at the moment, and you know, try and shoot their way out of trouble. They are having to fall back, as you can see here. They just can't hang around with this gun battery here. They cannot afford to just stand in the way. And yeah, this infantry here, this line infantry is being shredded. They could probably do with using their Jaeger cavalry on top of that hill, to be honest, and try and get rid of it. I don't think that this army, on this Prussian army, at least in this flank, has got much cavalry in comparison to some of the other Prussian armies. And we're seeing a push now from Prussia in the center. We're going to see a Schutzen here getting taken out by a little light cav, retreating. If he just stood his ground, might got a volley off, might rout those guys. Squares might get formed here, but there is a gun that's their real target. That horse gun's also going to get taken out there. That's a nice easy win as well for that Lancer cav. And there you go, guns and like skirmishes lost there. The Jaeger cav is going to have to go in and try and deal with the Prussian cavalry, but it does not matter because that's not what the intention was. The Prussians got that gun there, and they're now going to go for Van Damme, and they're very, very lucky there that Van Damme got out of that one alive. I do not think he should be in this town still. It is not a safe place for him to be, but yeah, another gun emplacement here lost as well. That's another, what, 1, 2, 3 is the gun here as well? No, that's the Prussian infantry or cavalry. So yeah, still lost a lot of guns there though at the Württemberg forces, and that's a big problem now. They are down on armaments quite heavily, certainly like artillery pieces. They've lost, what, like 5 in the last 5 minutes? They've still got another gun emplacements up on these hills here. They're going to be quite tough to take for the Prussians. And they still got the other one on the hills. Still got about 8 or 9 guns knocking about. Van Damme needs to be careful. He's going to get friendly fired here. He's actually having to run back through his own troops. Probably could argue a bit of a unit cross. Prussians here, though, charged through the town. I think they were trying to get Van Damme because he'd overstepped. He basically got in front of his own infantry. And as you can see there, yeah, it looks like line infantry is going to have to engage. They'll get support from the building. Should be okay. The battle for the center now taking place. Like I said, I think this is the key village that they have to hold on to. I'm not sure. I think it would, well, it's the key village anyway because it's the center of the line, but I think it is, like, at least on the map, it's the most important, like, LOC to try and hold on to. And the line infantry hold doesn't seem at least like this, because the Württemberg player is not really defending it very much. He's going to do a charge here with his Jaeger cavalry. He's going to go in for a charge here. These Prussians can form square. And they're going to get out of there. And what is going on over on this flank? Oh, Prussia and Württemberg clashed with those their cavalry here on that little left-hand flank that the Württemberg forces were trying to do. They've ended up marching uphill against Prussians, and even like the sort of like the reserve crappy Prussian infantry on their own. And we've got horse guns here as well that also got moved up into position here. They, at the moment, just have so much flexibility. The Prussians with those horse guns, they can do a lot of work there. Looks like a big push here, cavalry and infantry as they forced back by Prussia. Taken losses though as well have Württemberg. They've taken quite a few losses here. And gonna have to fall back with what they have left here. Or did it? I don't know. It was a Württemberg push really. Either way, this clash here in this forest, seeing a lot of losses, that's for sure. And now they're battling in and around the town. Württemberg is being very aggressive. They need to be to try and get the Prussians out of town. Cavalry here and infantry combining, routing Prussians. Grenadiers going in, helping rout those Prussians as well. Look at that, multiple Prussian units routing along the line. They're going to send in their cavalry. Need to be careful not to unit cross. Here, they've absolutely definitely done it. Trying to get to this infantry. Jaeger cavalry here, also trying to go. I think they're going to try and go for the general. Pathfinder's a bit of a pain going through that town. I mean, the Grenadiers could go again if they wanted to. I think they're they're very tight. They are right in front of the enemy though. Jeez, and they look at that. They're point blank range fired. I mean, this is actually another Grenadier here. These ones are winded. You can get them into action along with the lifeguards. They're in a really good spot there. I mean, yeah, Württemberg's pushing hard here. It's nice to see. Problem is, at the same time, Prussia is going in with his infantry, with his cavalry. Sorry, he's going to rout this and maybe kill this Van Damme here. The Jaeger cav, having been used offensively, could not be defensive. This Prussian sort of like force here, just kind of sneaking around the side, just kind of just gone through the town and ignored the guys inside the building. Van Damme has routed. He's not died, but he's routed. That's not good. I have a load of Württemberg units here, just kind of not doing anything. A real shame. The right-hand side, kind of like both sides just kind of, you know, being a paying for each other, but not really, you know, making a decisive blow. This is pretty decisive on both sides here on these attacks. Yeah, you get cavalry here. Struggling with squares. Württemberg infantry. Oh, he's reoccupying the building. At least good. Good. And there you go. Jaeger Cav gone. I don't know why they stayed in that square fight. That was an odd one. And here goes the dragoons. They're going in. They seem to know where the non-squares are. And if they're hitting a line infantry unit of Württemberg, it's a good chance you're probably not going to find a square. But yeah, they nearly are through there. But they're going to pull out the dragoons. Maybe go again. They are withdrawing guns and cav, and there's going to be well, sorry, withdrawing infantry and cav, and they're going to replace it with guns. Württemberg's left flank, this is like a little sneaky little move. That's now going to withdraw, and it's got to try and get itself back in the game somehow, because that's a lot of troops, a lot of resources out of the game for the Württemberg at the moment. I mean, they're holding this line at the moment. It's costing the Prussians a lot of manpower. I just feel like balanced power, if there was one to see, I feel like it is in favor of the Prussians. Certainly with that general loss. And artillery that's been lost, just things like that. We're going to storm the building here of the Prussians. I don't know if they might be grenadiers, these guys. They might be, yeah, with those little plumes, they might be grenadiers. I don't know. They're fighting grenadiers, that's for sure, in that building. It's going to be tough, a tough fight for both sides. You might see support from outside the building. It looks like some of these Prussians are really suffering here. Winning slightly. Actually, you know what? Most of these guys seem to like they're winning slightly. To like the Württemberg forces. They seem like they are holding their own nicely. And Württemberg's actually kind of, sort of got back down this hill. Guns here have evidently been taken out as well, which is obviously massive for Württemberg as well. They can maybe regain this building here if they wanted to give it a go. That is for sure. Building over here, still being fought over. Looks like a bunch of Prussians retreating. See here, wavering and routing. Another one gone. And we might see this one rout as well. That's a huge loss there for Prussians. Big hole in their line. They're having to shift troops across. A lot of these guys orange lining. Looking at that. Our line infantry right next to the guns getting absolutely blasted as well. But yeah, they're doing some serious damage there. Might also be getting shot by friendly fire. I don't know. Something right in front of artillery. They do need to be careful of that, the Prussians. Blasting their own troops. So now this sort of sector's kind of a bit chilled now. They held onto this armory, that's for sure. It also seems like it's kind of chilled down in the center. Prussia's fallen back. They've managed to hold on, have Württemberg with I'd say a pretty determined push with their lights and their grenadiers. It cost them a general. But yeah, these grenadiers and these lights, you know, they're gonna hold for now. And they put the grenadiers into the central building. Light cav here looks like he's gonna go for something. It's gonna go for these guns. It's gonna go through that gap. It's about to get closed up, actually, anyway, by this line infantry here. Rudolph getting in the way. Or he might go the other side of Rudolph. He could go for the guns, but they're well protected. There's light cav sniffing about them. Long distance to go. Unless this Prussian player gets distracted with another melee somewhere else, he's not going to miss that cav charge, that's for sure. Yeah, look at that. Prussia's kind of like left flank. Yeah, I mean, certainly seems like it's a lot of it might be re-rallying troops that are just like kind of just stood over here doing nothing. But a lot of them just, yeah, seem like they are, you know, out of the game in a way. They're just like orange and red lining and just won't get off that. Looks like Prussian cav here tried something and it's kind of failed. I think they tried to go into melee with this line infantry here. That didn't work, and the line infantry next to them blasted the cavalry. And for some odd reason, Württemberg's got in for a melee here. In a squareable as well. I mean, it might be one of the better units, which is why it can square. But yeah, on its own, unsupported. No carry. I mean, he just set up a second unit to like another unit to replace it. Like he's like, ah, these guys have done their waste. You don't need them anymore. You know, yeah, very wasteful to do that. So Württemberg's going to take the offensive here on its right flank. They are very much having a private battle of these guys here, which I really like to see. Another artillery piece being shifted up here by the Prussians. It doesn't look like it's necessarily being protected just yet. And that's getting very close to the Württemberg lines. Oh, here it comes. Yeah, light cav now charging forward for the Prussians. Like, oh crap, we didn't move forward to support the artillery. I mean, if you push forward with infantry here, Württemberg sees that gun, I think, quite easily. Especially since the unit closest to the gun is the square, so the cav can't even touch that. Yeah, it's running. It's going to try and get that gun. The Prussians are going to get out of there, which is the wise thing to do. But yeah, Württemberg now being aggressive here. Looks like they're bringing forward multiple units of line infantry. More grenadiers being shifted this direction as well. They feel like this maybe is the spot to go, but Prussia's also doing the same here. As you can see, they've got plenty of line infantry and land scattered about, and the guns here. And this infantry's busy facing down these line infantry here and the light infantry. The line infantry here should just flank hit those Prussians in the side. Württemberg here needs to be careful, he's just getting side-shotted. It looks like someone's light cav just got routed. Did he try and go for guns or something? Or just get routed by artillery as well? I don't know. But he's now left that light gun, this gun here, sorry, unprotected. I guess it maybe, I don't know, a 6 pounder is not really a light gun, I guess. It's a pretty medium-sized gun. See a cav charge here from the Prussians. Going to try and send back the Württemberg forces after being over-aggressive, maybe. They're redlining here, those lancers scything through the infantry. They rout themselves as well. The downside of these cheap Prussian cavalry, they end up, you know, doing okay on one charge, but can't really follow it up with a second. It didn't help that they charged by a building. This is going to be the next big line fight by the looks of it, and I feel like Württemberg's got the edge here. At least certainly on this sort of, in this area here that we can look at. If we look over here, maybe not so much. A lot of these Württemberg troops now withdrawing at the side of the guns in front of them. And they don't really have the cav to the Württemberg players to really just go and try and neutralize these guns. I mean, got their artillery up here. Yeah, I think they've used up all their cavalry. If Prussia just had one unit of cav just getting behind. Take out so many Van Dams right now. There you go, the Prussians once again storming the building. It is Württemberg Grenadiers in there though, it's going to be very tough to take that. Again, another sort of assault here from the Prussians being forced back. With a routing infantry to add to their woes. Form up light infantry of Württemberg. Prepare to fire. Prepare to rain hell down on those imperialistic Prussians. Kind of fighting over it like in a ditch almost. Like literally cannot see the Prussians. Still firing, but you can't see the Prussians. This is concerning. That grenadier is on an orange line. Whether the Prussians could... I mean, actually they've already reduced it to 45%. Is this... What is that? That's in there. Oh, it's line infantry. The rest of... I think the rest of the unit, yeah, is being fed into the building. That might influence the grenadier that's already still in there. It's, yeah, winning decisively. It's shaken, though, because of its allies retreating around it. can see here the Prussians, they're doing okay. They're kind of matching morale at the moment. This is going to be an interesting one. If the Württemberg forces lose that building, I don't see them retaking it, that's for sure. And they're retreating a long way anyway. Oh, Württemberg. I don't think they take it back because they're just that far away from it. They need to get back in and around the building, a bit like they did on the left-hand flank with the other building there. They just got in and around the building, won some gunfights, and that helped save them from losing the city or the town. Certainly not a city, probably a hamlet. In goes the line infantry. They haven't got any grenadier capable type units on this flank, it seems. It might not matter though, because Prussia's got some absolute rubbish infantry in here. Württemberg rout. So the unit might go as well, the Crown Prince. We'll see. Still, Württemberg hold on to that building with the Grenadiers. We're going to see a charge here. Squares have formed to stop the Dragoons, and then in goes the infantry. Might try once again Dragoons. Need to be careful about unit crossing. Kind of just charging through their own infantry at the moment. Building has been captured. I think it's the building on the right-hand flank. Yeah, Württemberg is now back in possession of this building. There's been a back and forth battle on this flank here between the Prussians and the Württemberg forces. It's been really fun to watch that one. Both sides fight over that one building. And here we go, Cav going in. Green uniforms, the lights holding strong for now. Here comes all that infantry though. They might just form up into square. If that's what I'd do, I'd keep the Dragoons close by and just blast this square. There's another Prussian cavalry here getting routed by Württemberg Cav. Saving those guns. Couldn't save their infantry. It looked like they're gonna try and go for the guns themselves. That's possibly why Prussians pull back his Dragoons. Yeah, as I said, just shoot them while they're in square. Even with those terrible infantry, you'll do some damage. And they're redlining. And then they've routed. Even better. Yeah, on this side here, I feel like definitely Württemberg is sort of like the victor. They seem to have outgunned the Prussians really well. After the Prussians, took an early lead on that side. The rest of the battle, hard to say. A lot still in the game so far. Prussia there trying another charge of cavalry. Not really worked out. I think there's looks like there's a Württemberg unit just waiting. Rudolf here, he's waiting in the tree line, ready to form square. And actually, that Prussian cav routed. Whether that had anything to do with just Rudolf, or whether it had something to do with morale already, just base morale. Oh jeez, they fully collapsed the building. I don't know if they meant to do that. They just decided to wipe out the whole unit in that building. Well, that's an execution, that's for sure. Well, there you go. That's one way to get rid of a problem. So now, technically, Württemberg holds onto that building indefinitely. That's how the rules work, Pete. If you destroy a building with like an enemy or like an opponent like in there, then it means it's the opponent's building till the end of the game. So that will count as a point for them. They have another point here. They have the other point all the way over on the left-hand flank. So as far as I'm aware, that is how it works. But by destroying it, it does mean that they have opened up the center quite nicely for Prussia here. It looks like Württemberg is falling back, or was in his center as well. Prussia's not really on the move to go with in the right direction. Seems to be going in all sorts of directions. I mean, he's sort of generally following this road. Maybe doesn't quite know where he's going with the light infantry just there. Here come the Prussians, march forward once again, for the fatherland. Fighting to unite all German speakers under one nation. Once again, Württemberg, you know, they've taken this ground before, they've retaken this ground, they look like they're going to be giving it up once again. Just to avoid the wrath of the Prussians. But I think the Prussians are going to catch these Jaegers and these light infantry, they're going to get them in melee. I'd say they're going to lose their fight, the Prussians. I personally think the Jaegers are pretty solid. The boys in green keep fighting. And yeah, they routed the Prussians, sorry. Other one here is fighting on. And they've routed as well. I imagine these guys have decent stats, actually, for melee. Light infantry do sometimes, certainly melee defense. And there you go, multiple units routing. Looks like we're going to see this one go as well shortly. A general going in for the Prussians as well. I guess he's just like, that's his game done, maybe. Building lost. Oh, the Prussians finally took this building over here. While we've been looking at the other offensive. Oh yeah, Prussia's making a big offensive here as well. And it looks like Württemberg can't really withstand it this time. He also looks like he's shooting his own troops, which is not helping the situation in my opinion. General here is getting red line. He's actually routing. Because of, I don't know, other just rogue infantry shots? I don't know, but his general there just routed. And that might be the end of this Van Damme army on this left flank here, we'll see. Württemberg's kind of holding on here as well. They're routing Prussians left and right. General is going in. Never know, he might be able to rout some of these infantry here. He's going to get shot in the face. And there you go, that's him dead, I think. Argue that he's definitely getting filmed. Again, I don't know if that Württemberg unit there just maybe got routed because of the friendlies around it, but yeah. I'd actually look like Prussia was going to lose this side as well, and it might now just by the skin of their teeth now win because that general's been taken out. I think that's pretty much everything on that flank. It's now just flank over here. Which, like I said, I think could be pretty much GG as well. I think they've got one general left. He might have most of this army under his command. Still got one of the few remaining artillery pieces that the Prussians have not yet been able to snipe in their cavalry piece. Fire when ready, boys. Boom! That's the noise it makes. They're firing right into those Prussians there, getting a great point blank range shot. I'm going to see a counter charge now from the line infantry. And there you go. Deal with that reserve infantry there. They might, the gun crew's going to get off. Safe choice. It's going to be, yeah, it's just an all-out charge here from the Prussians. Cavalry and infantry going in, dealing with this unit here. Oh gosh, that cav might have been finned. Oh, he's definitely getting finned now. Absolutely got finned there. A little bit. Infantry holding on. This general's going in as well, and I think that is going to be GG. I think the Prussians are just about by the skin of their teeth going to win this one here today. Württemberg has put up a really good fight. I think losing a lot of artillery has not helped them in what has been quite a defensive game for them. Prussia, you know, making most of the attacks here today. think losing their artillery is quite big and important. I think the Prussians, though, obviously out-cav you, so they can keep throwing like light cav units at your guns, and eventually they'll take them. They'll see like the limited Württemberg cavalry cannot be everywhere. Artillery here, the 6-pounder is probably going to shred that dragoon. Nice, nice, nice. The gun holds on for now. The Prussians have got routed here after just routing the infantry as well. Seems to be kind of a common theme. There's like, oh well, we won our fight, but we now want to rout ourselves. There you go. They just did it again right in front of us. Yeah, Eagles got routed, and then these like grenadiers or something got routed as well. So odd. So odd. Württemberg here, turning some units around. I mean, he's getting shot wherever he looks. He's managed to... I think he got this unit as well. This is the one that I think is just routed. The guns here routed as well. That just then leaves several in the buildings over here that the Prussians need to mop up. It's just infantry in that armory, and then also the gun on that hills there. So just fast forward a little bit, and we'll wait to see what happens. It looks like Württemberg got cleared out of the building. I think they just shot them. Don't even think they said it in any units. And then so they just got to storm the building over there. Building has been captured. I think that is, yeah, that's one there. Very, very nice. But the Prussians like, I don't know if I have enough to actually storm that gun. Oh, we're going to see the gun crew get off. That's very good of the Württemberg player. It's pretty much GG anyway. Wilhelm von Schnatt. What a name. Sorry. Wilhelm von Schnados? Schnados? What a silly name. Anyway, he's going in, is Wilhelm. Fought for his king long and hard, but he's going to the kingdom of Württemberg is going to be no more. It will join the kingdom of Prussia and soon the German Empire. And it looks like something else just returned for the Württemberg troops. They just don't know when to quit, do they? There's another artillery crew. Nice. Go and get the general. Just fast forward. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this battle. I think it was a really fun one. I really did enjoy this for both sides, you know, taking a lot of losses. I don't know if the Prussian corps, like the Zieten corps, is a bit stronger than this Van Damme one, but I certainly think they can bring, I don't know, they just seem like they bring so much cav, and obviously Württemberg's kind of limited being a minor faction. They can't really bring lots of cavalry. So yeah, apart from that, I feel they're quite well balanced. Prussian infantry was pretty awful. There's just a lot of it. A lot of like the Landwehr and reserve infantry. But yeah, hopefully the end results are up on the screen for you to have a look at, so you can enjoy all of those. I think this is sent in from Johnny Le Buffoon's perspective, the main man and peeps who always sends most of the replays to me. So thank you very much, Johnny. Much appreciated. We'll have a quick look at some of the unit stats. He was playing as one of the Württemberg armies, as we were looking from their perspective. His gun's getting 149 kills, but yeah, not much else getting huge kills. His best next unit was his light infantry, 68 kills. But yeah, there are the rest of his kills. They're not big kills, that's for sure, in his army, apart from those guns. But there you go, guys. That is today's NTW 3 battle. If you did enjoy and want to see more Napoleonic black powder action, then do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and a comment to show support. Yeah, show your support. Hit that notification bell. Join the Discord. All that shenanigans. And yeah, I'll see you folks in the next one. Bye for now.